And we're live. Hey everyone, welcome to the info session for the Firehose Software Engineering Program. I'm Marco, one of the founders, one of the code mentors, and I'm gonna run you guys through our info session today. Before we start, let's do a little bit of an overview of all the things that I wanna cover while we're running through the info session. So first of all, I always wanna talk about why are we doing this, right? Why are we teaching software engineering? What's the goal behind that? How does that help you reach your goal? And why does it matter in the world that we're living in right now? Then I want to dive into the specific programs. So I'll talk a little bit about our intro course, our software engineering intro course, what we're doing there. A lot of you guys are already in there coding, so it's like want to help everyone else who maybe hasn't started or is halfway through, maybe not all the way through, to understand what's going on there. And then I'll jump in and talk a little bit about a full program, right? We're talking about the web applications that we're building, how we're diving deeper into algorithms, data structures, test-driven development, what we're doing with JavaScript. And then also I'm going to talk about our Agile team project and how that matters and why that matters so much in switching careers, in joining another web development team and being ready for the real world. And then I also want to talk a little bit about the whole job support and career networks and what we're having there to help you, guide you towards being ready to land a job and how to find jobs and actually make that career switch a possibility and make that career switch a reality. Now, let's dive in. Why are we doing this, right? I think there's two main reasons for looking at this. First of all, software engineering and web development is an extremely in-demand skill, right? There's like hundreds of thousands of open job positions right now that are unfulfilled, right? They're open. People do not know where to find skilled employees to fill those positions, right? So having a skill that's that in demand is something that is really, really valuable, and getting that skill fast is something that makes you qualified to go for those open positions. Now, I think something that's even more important than there being like demand for that and this being an in-demand skill is the fact that it's an extremely fulfilling profession, right? So you're building something, you're working on the core product of a company that can potentially help millions of people. And there's something amazing, that feeling of writing code that translates into a feature that is then used by a lot of people to improve their lives, be it on something social, be it on something financial, be it on something that helps you organize your day better. Any type of product that you use every single day is built by developers and software engineers and makes your life better, easier. And being part of that trend, of that wave that we're seeing right now, is something really powerful. And so I think all of you guys would enjoy that rush and be something that is used by people, make their lives better every single day. Now, let's jump in, talk about our full software engineering program that we have at the Firehose project here. So first, let's talk about the introduction course, our intro course, right? It's 2 weeks. You can complete it within 2 weeks. You can complete it a lot faster if you put more time in it. It's about 20, 30 hours of work. Some people go through it faster, some slower. It's totally up to you. We're flexible there. What we do in an intro course is we basically have you build a portfolio page and go through several Ruby coding exercises that teach you the fundamentals of coding that are important, that we build upon during the full program. And then also we're going to teach you the HTML, CSS, and already prepare you in a way so you already have a portfolio page, you highlight some of your code on there, you go into write a bit about yourself, and you host that on the web. So you already like kind of did that first step to get ready to presenting yourself as a web developer. Now, throughout that intro course, we consistently review your code, so there's several coding challenges that we want you to complete. Submit them to us. We'll give you the thumbs up. We provide you feedback, and only after you actually submitted all the coding challenges and we've given you the thumbs up, the full program, and you can start with us. Choose your starting date, be it the next Monday. We start new students every Monday, or be it several months in the future. Doesn't matter. But at that point, you can accept the students, and we welcome you into the full program. Now, full program, we're building several things simultaneously, right? We first have web applications that we need to build. We're going into algorithms, data structures. We also have test-driven development, JavaScript. So let's focus on the web applications that we do first. So starting you out, obviously we need to install a professional web development environment on your machine. We have a custom installation script that deals equally well with Mac and Windows. So you should be good no matter what type of computer you have. Now, the first application that we're building is a simple quote generator. Takes a quote, stores it in a database, randomly selects it, puts it on the page. We wrapped it into a mobile-first design, so it looks good on all devices, tablets, mobile phones and desktop and laptop as well. And then from there, we're getting you into a really good understanding of actually how Ruby works as the programming language and Rails the framework, right? You just shipped your first web application. It's now live on a server. You can share with your family and friends, get feedback from them. At that point, we're moving you on to the next application and make sure that learning curve stays steep. Next up, we're building a Yelp clone. A Yelp clone is like something that's a bit more complex. We're definitely going to integrate with the Google Map API and the SendGrid SMTP server to send automated email notifications. The Google Map API allows us to get pins on maps. And with those two things, we can build a lot of different features inside of our web application, right? We're talking about user comments, automated email notifications, star ratings. We're building a user dashboard. You can get pins on maps. People can enter the address of a certain location. You get the pin on it. We use longitude and latitude coordinates to make sure we have the right location, right? And our students use that app to customize it a lot, right? The quote generator, there's a little bit of customization possible, but with this one, it really lends itself to a lot. So people have done everything from, like, just going with our example of finding the best pizza places to like rock climbing spots, best parks for dogs, secret places in Manhattan. We had the best beaches in Los Angeles, surf spots, anything that you think could map, people done with that application that they're building, like within the first few weeks in our full program, right? Next, we move up, we're building a two-sided marketplace, and we're integrating with a payment API that's called Stripe to actually have credit card processing been done in our application. So as a credit card processing, that's really important because, hey, having money go through your platform and knowing how to manage that is a key skill for any developers. So knowing how to do that is something that comes in really handy. Now, the two-sided marketplace, you need to think about that. There's instructors on one side and students at the other side. Instructors build courses and students come in, sign up for your platform, and purchase several different courses, just one, maybe just look at free courses, never purchase anything. Basically, what we have there is a pretty advanced database table relationship that you need to figure out as a developer how to set that up and figure out who gets paid what. And that makes that application a lot more challenging than what we had before, which is the Yelp clone, right? Credit card processing isn't easy. The API integration is a bit more challenging, and definitely going deeper into the database is something that we do at that app. Next, we spin it a little bit more real world and get into like actually how does development happen in the real world, and we focus on test-driven development. Now, I always like to zoom out at that moment and figure out what is test-driven development, right? So software testing is us writing automated software tests as developers that tests our new features. If we have an email sign-up form, we want to make sure that that email sign-up form is working and not broken if we keep building additional features on top of it. Meaning, like, we build a dashboard, we build a new different type of sign-up for a different type of user, right? We want to make sure that that email sign-up form is always working, so we're writing a test for it that tests it every time before we make a change. Test-driven development puts that concept upside down, where we first write a software test, have the test fail because there's no feature for it to test, and then build the feature so the software test passes. Then we know that everything is working on our application at any given moment. And that's the industry standard, and that's what we're teaching it. We're using RSpec for that. I know there's a few people on that info session who are actually a bit more advanced and done some testing already. So if you guys are using RSpec as the tool for our test-driven development application. Now, what we're also doing is we're building a JavaScript application with pure JavaScript, and that is meant to have you take your Ruby skills, your first programming language, and build on top. Through some of the web apps that we're building, we're already introducing JavaScript, and this is a track where you will only be using JavaScript to really beef up that skills, go through some additional coding challenges in pure JavaScript, and then actually build a fully functional app on top of that as well, so you round up that JavaScript education nicely. And now, what happens while we do all that? In parallel, we do the algorithms, our coding challenges, our data structure challenges. And that is meant for you to improve your Ruby programming skills tremendously, right? We've done a lot with web applications, building features, using servers, using Git, using GitHub. But now this is time for, like, while you all do that, to also focus on your programming language skill. And the two of these kind of paths come together when we have you join the Agile Team Project. that starts right after you're done with your web application. The Agile Team Project is 8 weeks long. You're going to get an additional mentor next to you, one-on-one mentor, to go on to be your VP of engineering, your CTO of that team, to build an application that is a lot more advanced and follow the same structure, the same Agile workflow than we do in the real world. So what we're building here is a chess game. Now, when we say chess game, it's like, why are we building a chess game? And it's because it's so complex to build a chess game inside of a web application. The reason for that is if you just think about how many rules there are in chess and we need to all enforce them inside of a web application, it gets complex really fast. And it's exactly that complexity that mirrors what's being built in the real world every single day. We're not building simple apps, we're building complex apps as professional software engineers and web developers. So having you be able to do that already while you're still in training is a really key skill to demonstrate during the technical interview. So if you're talking about preparation for the technical interview and actually demonstrating that you're a high impact employee from day one, this Agile Team Project is really what that shows you. It shows you understand how the workflow works on a professional team. It shows that you know how to communicate. It shows that you can take responsibility, take certain tickets or stories to build features on your own or pair programming with other people. Submit it for code review, have your logic in there, have your algorithms in there, have your testing in there, and then go through code review and then improve and refactor your code based on the feedback you've been given, accepting that feedback, and then improve your code and then ship it live and make sure everything's working. That is exactly what I just described, what happens every single day in the workplace for a developer. So you've been able to demonstrate that before you're even starting at the company is huge. That is a huge differentiator, and you should take advantage of that by actually picking up a lot of the more complex tickets and features in our Agile Team Project. Now, that was the program. If you're thinking about it from building all the web applications, going through the algorithms, and then actually joining an Agile Team Project. Now, what we also have is a lot of job support, right? So we're thinking about like, how can you structure your resume? How do you redo your resume so it's actually a resume that gets you web developers and software engineering jobs? So we have a full-on section for that on how to do that, how to present yourself as a developer. And we're also helping you with mock interviews. You mentioned we'll help that, and how to set everything up when you actually apply for jobs, and how to do that, how to write the email copy, how to present yourself, how do you actually organize your portfolio page and your GitHub repositories so your code looks the best it can be when you look at that. And then we obviously also tell you like where the places are to find jobs, be it offline, be it online. What are the good places and how to go strategize about getting the jobs and finding the leads. And what about the offline, the meetup groups, the developer meetups, the conferences, how to get involved there to actually make sure that that network pays off in the long run. What we're not doing is giving you several leads and be like, hey, apply for this job, apply for this job, apply for this job. We're giving you a strategy that transcends us giving you 5 leads, because really finding the leads isn't hard, but what to do next really matters, which is how do you actually get from the email introduction all the way to actually getting a technical interview, and then demonstrating that you have all the skills on the algorithm side, on the data structure side, on the team project side, on the Agile Team Project, and knowing that you can show off how you could be an employee from day one that actually brings impact to that team. Now, that was pretty much what I wanted to cover. I can quickly look and see if we gotten some questions from some people. I usually get a few either via email or some people also do it via YouTube. Yep, I got one here. Cool, awesome. Let me quickly jump in there. So it's like, why are we different, right? There's a lot of option out there, and that's a question that I get a lot. So short answer is there's 3 differences compared to any other programs. And we actually have a lot of people who went through a lot of other programs out there, online programs, online coding boot camps, in-person coding boot camps. I won't mention it by name, but they come to us and they actually call themselves the other coding boot camp refugees. Coming to us and then they're like, oh, things are starting to click a lot more as soon as I switched over to the Firehose project. And that's because we engineered our entire curriculum to make things click. We're giving you the right information at the right moment to make things click for you so it understands. Now, why we're different? I think there's our depth of curriculum is one of the biggest reasons, right? We have over 900 hours of our own produced materials on our website, right? And that combined with our Agile team project, where you actually get put in the driver's seat as a real developer, makes a huge difference. And then it's also our mentors, right? There's senior web developers from places like Shopify, eBay, PayPal, Techstars, Y Combinator companies like Product Hunt. Their senior engineers are going to take you under their wing. These are not people who just graduated a few weeks ago from the same bootcamp. These are people with years of industry experience, and they can really move you forward. It's kind of like a step equation where you start here, and then after your mentor session, you're up there, right? You're really jumping the gap. And that's what we're trying to do when we match you with these mentors. Now, we also have our community. And I always want to mention them last because they're so important. There's a lot of like-minded individuals who are on the same journey as you, and they're having regular talks where they do virtual conferences where everyone comes together and talks about topics that matter to them. We also they help each other out in our Slack forum and our Slack channel. There's always chatter and questions going on. We just recently launched our community page that's slowly taken off as well, with people helping each other out with like bigger questions of career searching, algorithms, general discussion. And then we also have the open source projects that our community maintains. Several of them, two that I think are really interesting that have to do with the virtual lightning talks, where people talk about a conference, where they can upvote and organize and figure out the best topics to talk about and to on the next conference that they're running. And then another one which deals with the whole like after the production of that conference. So several open source projects that they're doing as well. So again, if you're thinking about why we're different, is the depth of the curriculum, the quality of the mentors, and our Agile team project where you get mentored by a VP of engineering or CTO, and then also our community. I think that is pretty much it. Let me quickly check if I have another question. No, I think we're good. Either way, I hope you guys are having fun going through the intro course. If you have any other questions, let me know. You guys should all have my email, just reply to that, or go to our Q&A forum in our intro course, get technical help there. And I hope you're having a lot of fun. Keep coding, happy coding, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.